Hagelgans Veronis is different in several respects from other law firms. We're one of only a few law firms that specialize in personal injury in this area.
A couple things set our law firm apart. First of all, we're a law firm of 4 lawyers. We have over 85 years of experience. And as a result, we have the experience to address almost every complex situation.
We limit the number of cases we take. We don't take every case because we want to be able to devote the time and attention to the case that each case deserves.
A lot of times people go to a lawyer and you're a number, you're a file. You don't have that with our firm.
In our firm, you have an attorney who has your case and will keep your case the entire time. It will not be assigned out to a paralegal. It'll be the attorney who's in control of your case, who's responsible for your case, and who you'll have much contact with.
Lawyers are not equal when it comes to effort. We care about your case. We're going to put in all the time to make sure that you have an equal playing field with large companies and insurance companies.
We've only done this kind of work, so we've dealt with all the questions that you deal with in personal injury claims. We know how the insurance companies work, we know how the juries work, we know how the system works. You can't just use some cookie-cutter approach for each case. One case it might be one issue that's important, another case it might be something else. We take the time, we give each case the attention it deserves, make sure our clients get the most possible. She'd probably be able to get in to see James quicker.
James,
I became an attorney because I wanted to help people. I wanted to do a job where I could use my mind. I came from a family where my dad worked in a factory. My mom was a cleaning lady. I did that kind of work when I was growing up because I had to. I paid my way through college, I paid my way through law school.
we come from middle-class backgrounds. We've all worked all kinds of jobs to help educate ourselves and put ourselves through school. And I realize that the issues and the hardships that middle class and lower middle class Americans face. And because we can understand that, because we grew up in those kind of backgrounds, I think we have a real appreciation for how to best represent the majority of people in our country, not just the wealthy. And it's for that reason you're going to see real people who are going to talk your language and are able to relate to your problems.
Nicholas Veronis, his mother was stuck in German-occupied Greece during World War II. My father grew up in Japanese-occupied Philippines. Our parents have seen death, they've seen deprivation, they've seen hardship, and there are things that they've overcome. And those are things that parents pass on to children. When you have a hard-working person, and I do the workers' compensation, I have a lot of clients who, through no fault of their own, are hurt. They can't pay their bills. Their families suffer. They're suffering. A lot of times, most times, no one else seems to care. When, through no fault of their own, they're going through all this hardship, it bothers me. And I think my partners equally feel very strongly to help injured people, to try to equal the playing field with the insurance companies who have armies of lawyers who know what they're doing, and it just helps to make things more fair.
The one great thing about law, it's a very challenging career, but at the same time you're working with all kinds of people. And when you're a personal injury lawyer representing plaintiffs, you're not working for the corporations or the insurance companies. You're working for the person who's fighting these big companies with a lot of resources, a lot of money, and a lot of attorneys. When I got out of law school, I got a job in a large Philadelphia law firm. And they defended insurance companies and defended big corporations. I was able to see what these companies and insurance companies and the lengths they will go to try and prevent someone from getting fairly compensated for what happened to them. I learned their tricks. I learned what they do to people who don't have lawyers, and that was an invaluable experience. So now you have that, you will have that experience, because I realized after 5 years I didn't want to take advantage of people and do what these big companies wanted me to do.
Before I became a lawyer in the civilian world, I was in the United States Army Judge Advocate General's Corps. I was fortunate in the Army to be a prosecutor. And at the beginning of court martials, they would say, the United States versus Sergeant Smith. And for me, that was always very powerful. I always enjoyed representing the United States of America. Later, I got the opportunity to do defense work. and then it was the United States of America versus my client. It's a daunting thing for an individual to be going up against the United States of America with all their resources, and it really is a similar thing. You have insurance companies and employers who have a wealth of resources to try to limit or deny injured people what they're justly entitled to. And when you have an industry, through no fault of your own, who is geared to denying you those things, it doesn't sit well with any of us. And we do what we can to level that playing field and help people.
Right, so you can ask him about that.
Okay, can I mention your names?
Sure. And it
Okay.
gives me great satisfaction to be able to represent those people. And when you win, you make a friend for life, because these people not only appreciate your efforts, you feel good about what you do, and you're able to see these people go on with their lives.
Most of our cases nowadays come from past clients, because you do a good job for people. They'll refer family members to you, they'll refer other people to you. So that's what we do. Every one of our clients, we do a great job for them because we would anyhow, but also because that's the future.
So my partners and I get great satisfaction out of representing the regular guy, the person out there who has good work ethic, who's working hard, and through no fault of their own gets injured when they least expect it.
We've been very fortunate because we've been successful, and we both grew up with a background where we like to give back too. There's so many people in this country right now that really don't have food. They don't have a place to sleep. There's kids that come from a very bad background, and we've been able to establish a scholarship so some of these kids will be able to attend college. We've helped out shelters, we've helped out with orphanages.
Well, one of the interesting things about our career is we're in Lancaster County and York County, and central Pennsylvania is a rather conservative area.
Jurors do not award windfalls in this area. They compensate people for what's been taken away from them. And that's what, we only represent people. They're really just looking for what's been taken away from them. Most of our clients are very reluctant to even hire an attorney.
And it's okay to call us, because the personal injury system, the purpose of it is not to make people rich. 99% of the people pursue what they can pursue, and oftentimes, unfortunately, they are not overcompensated. Most people are undercompensated. And if you don't have a good law firm that specializes in personal injury law, like Hagelgans and Veronis, you're not going to know what your case is worth. You're not going to know, and you're not going to be able to recover maximum compensation for the injuries you suffered through the fault of someone else. We realize that people don't care how much you know. They care more about how much you care. And if you care about them and you show them that you're going to sit down with them for as long as it takes to really understand who they are, why they're in your office, and what their problem is, it doesn't matter. You're going to excel as a lawyer, and you're going to get them the kind of money that they do deserve.